everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if I've been here before. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Charmaine, and today I have my last book haul of 2023, y'all. I mean, I will probably end up getting more books before the end of the year, but I am not going to be filming them this year. Yeah, so I have some books here. I didn't even count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22 books here today that I'm pretty excited about. So first, I'm just going to start with these ones because I'm so excited for this. There is a TV show on Netflix called Lockwood & Co. It's based on these books. So I bought all 5 of these books from Book Outlet for like $2.87 each. They're huge books. I'm so excited. It's the entire series. So this is written by Jonathan Stroud. He also wrote something, it was like the Bartholomew trilogy or something like that my mom and I read like, I don't know, like when I was like 26. So he's been like an author for a long time. So I'm super excited about this. Essentially what the TV show is about, because I haven't read the books yet, but what the TV show is about, which it's like 3 teenagers who end up starting their own like ghost catching, ghost dealing with kind of company. Essentially like Ghostbusters, but they're teenagers and they're in Britain. So I'm going to read the back of this to you. It says, 5 months after the event of the creepy... Wait, this is not number 1. This is number 5. I got number 5. Don't listen to this one. Don't listen to this one, you guys. Okay, first, this is number 1. Right? Okay, yeah. So it's called the Screaming Staircase. I don't edit. Here we are. A sinister problem has occurred in London. All nature of ghosts are appearing throughout the city. They aren't exactly friendly. Only young people have the psychic abilities to be able to see and eradicate these supernatural foes. In the Screaming Staircase, the plucky and talented Lucy Carlyle teams up with Anthony Lockwood, the charismatic leader of Lockwood & Co., a psychic detection agency that handles the dangerous work. After an assignment that leads to both a discoverable discovery and a disastrous end, Lucy, Anthony, and their sarcastic colleague George are forced to take part in a perilous investigation of one of the most haunted houses in England. Will Lockwood & Co. survive the legendary Screaming Staircase and the Red Room to see another day? So that's number 1. Then there is, I don't even know. I had these in order and then I moved them and now they're not. Okay, so there's the Screaming Staircase, the Whispering Skull, the Hollow Boy, the Creeping Shadows. I'm uniquely holding each one of these in weird and awkward fashions as I show you guys. And the Empty Grave. That's the only one I held like a normal book. So yeah, so I'm excited to read those because I really enjoyed the TV show. I don't know, it was like a brand new TV show this year, so I'm hoping that it comes back. I haven't heard anything yet, but I would really like to see more episodes of it. It was really, really good. Then I have, okay, so I have some that I bought myself, and then I have like some wins and some like exchanges that I did on Instagram, and I don't know which one's which, so I'm just going to show you guys. I got the first book in the Thursday Murder Club. So this is written by Richard Osman. What this is it's a group of retired people get together and try and solve cold cases. And there's 4 books in this. I had book 2 and 3 from a haul that I got from Book Outlet. And I ended up getting this one in exchange. And I have the thing in here. And this was from Michelle, who is Books on the Bookshelf. I love Michelle. She's awesome. We did that in exchange, so she got me this one. So I'm excited to read this. It says, in a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet up once a week to investigate unsolved murders. So it's like, it's supposed to be like kind of funny, but they actually help solve crimes. I'm so excited to read this. It's like Matlock-esque. I love Matlock. Then from my friend Sammy, I got The Monarchs, and this is the sequel to The Ravens, which I do have behind me somewhere, but I don't know because I moved all my books around and I can't find anything. So this is by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. So essentially what it is in The Ravens, it's like they're like teenage group that comes together and they're witches, and this is the sequel. I don't want to read the back of this because I don't want to spoil it for myself. You know, because you spoil the first one with the back of the second one sometimes, and I don't want to do that. Then I have The House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin Craig. And this one I actually got the sequel from as well, which I think I got the sequel first when it happened anyways. But yeah, so these ones were both gifts as well. So from the House of Salt and Sorrows, I got it from Michelle as well. Hello, Michelle. So this one says, in a manor by the sea, 12 sisters are cursed. Annalee lives in a sheltered life in High Moon with her sisters. Once there were 12, and the loneliness fills the grand halls now that 4 of the girls have been each cut short, with a tragic death more tragic than the first. Excuse me. Disrupted by a series of ghostly visions, Annalee becomes increasingly suspicious that her sisters' deaths are no accidents, and the girls have been sneaking out each night to attend glittering balls, dancing until the silk gowns and slimmering slippers, and Annalee isn't sure whether to try and stop them or to join their forbidden tryst, because who or what are they dancing with? So I guess it's kind of like a ghost story. I think that this is number 1, and this is number 2. Like, I'm pretty sure that the House of Salt and Sorrows came out first. As far as I know, they're set, like, quite far apart, and you can read them individually. Both books can be read, like, as a series, but you don't have to because they can both be read individually as well. So I'm also excited. Like, I love these covers. They're gorgeous. So I'm excited to read those. Then I got A House in the Pines by Anna Reeves. This one was also another raffle win, but I don't have the thing in here. So it says, a shocking debut thriller about a subtlety of the memory and manipulation in which a young woman must find her way back to New England cabin, armed with only a hazy and haunting memories, to finally uncover the truth that can save her. Maya was a high school senior when her best friend Audrey mysteriously dropped dead in front of in front of the enigmatic man named Frank, whom they spent the blah blah. I'm sorry, you guys, I try, honestly, and I don't edit, so that's just the weird noises that come out of my mouth. Okay, enigmatic man named Frank, who they'd been spending their time with all summer. 7 years later, Maya lives in Boston with a loving boyfriend and is kicking the secret addiction that allows her to cope with what happened years ago. In the gaps of her memory and the lost time she can't account for, but then past comes rushing back when she sees a YouTube video in which a young woman suddenly keels over and dies at a dinner while sitting then across from none other than Frank. Plunged into the trauma that has defined her life, Maya heads to her Berkshire's hometown to relive that fateful summer, the influence Frank once had on her, and the obsessive jealousy that nearly destroyed her friendship with Audrey. So it's kind of like a mystery. I guess she's like it's like a Reese Witherspoon book club book, so cool. But yeah, so it's kind of a mystery. I'm excited to read it. Another one that I got here in like a win, I think, was The Dreams of Shadows. And this is by Jessica Sudin, I think. And it says, she is forced to dream while awake and must face his nightmare, her. Princess Ori Rosen is stuck in a beautiful dream, except she hasn't slept since she was a small child. And to do so now may end her life. For years, Aurora has lived under the spell of sunny illusions of beauty and contentment. A programmed glamour to blind her from seeing how her mother's cruelty and magic are amplified only when Aurora is awake. I think that this is a Sleeping Beauty retelling. I think that's why I picked this. Because I just put the stuff into my Amazon wish list. And then when we do the exchanges and stuff, that's how we do it, is through the Amazon wish list. And this is from Sam, who is What Is She Reading Now? So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a Sleeping Beauty retelling. It is also, it says Aldspell Cycle Book 1. So I'm definitely going to have to look into getting the other ones if that's what it is. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Another book that I got, which I'm super excited about because we read the first one in our book club, is The Housemaid's Secret. So we read The Housemaid, as you guys know, if you're part of book club, we read that already. So this is number 2 in that series. And I'm super excited to read it. I'm not going to read the back because I don't want to know. But this one I got from Pat. Hey, Pat! Pat watches my videos. So yeah, Pat actually got me into the Bookstagram community. I wouldn't have been on like Bookstagram as much as I am because I do have like, it's my like YouTube Instagram, but I'm like doing more book stuff on Instagram. And Pat was the one who like kind of introduced me to everybody. And then she's like, you get too many books. I know, Pat. And then these ones here, I have, this one's I think number 2. Yeah, this one's number 2. This is the Zodiac Academy, The Awakening. I have number 1 this is number 1 and I have number 2 downstairs. So I also got both of these from one of those Instagram raffle or exchanges. This one is from Tara. I can't think of her bookstagram name. So it says, I'm a Gemini, impulsive, curious, and headstrong, a twin. Heir to the throne I know nothing about, and it turns out I'm Fae. But of course there's a catch, and all I have to do is claim my birthright to prove that I am the most powerful supernatural in the whole of Solaria. And sure, technically that's true, as I'm the daughter of the Savage King. But the bit they didn't put in the brochure was that every single Fae in this kingdom would claim my throne if they could. My biggest problem is the drool-worthy dragon shifter who had his eyes on my throne, and his 3 psycho friends are determined to make my time here hell. All I have to do is survive, but fate has other ideas. So there's actually like 7 or 10 books in this series. I'm not even 100% sure. I looked on the Amazon because I was like putting more books into my cart after I got the first 2. Like, not my cart, like I wasn't going to buy them. They're in my wish list. That's what it is. And I was looking and I was like, but like when you read it, it sounds like there's 7, but I think they added in like maybe 3 novellas or something like that. I'm not even sure. I'm so excited to read this. I love series so much. It's like Fae and like dragon shifters and like such cool stuff. Like, you guys know I read that like Crave series like this year, and it was so good and I loved it. And it's like, I love all of the fantasy teenage like drama stuff. Oh my gosh, give me all of it. Yes, please. I also got Iron Flame. I'll put the picture up here if I remember. If I don't, it's Iron Flame. It's the second one to Fourth Wing. I am reading it, so I forgot to bring it upstairs. But yeah, that made me think of it because I was like excited for that. Another one that I got was The Homecoming by Kate Morton. So Kate Morton is like one of my mom and I's like favorite authors. She has The Forgotten Garden, The Timekeeper's Daughter, I think. Like, there's a whole bunch of books by her. She does mystery books. Forgotten Garden, House at Riverton, Distant Hours, Secret Keeper, and The Lake House. The one that I read that I really, really enjoyed was The Forgotten Garden, and it's kind of like, it's set now, but then they talk about like the mystery in the past. It's such cool books. So it doesn't actually have anything on the back here to tell me what it is. It says, the highly anticipated new novel from New York Times #1 selling author The Clockmaker's Daughter is a sweeping saga that begins with a shocking crime which affects the echo of across continents and generations. So everything, like all of her books that I've read, it always like there's like a present time, but it's always like goes back in the past to like solve the mystery. It's really, really cool. So I'm excited to read this. I do think that I offered this up as a book club choice recently, but if I didn't, I'll probably end up like nominating it again, like coming up soon, because I want to read that as well. Then I have The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, #1 best-selling author. It has a snake on the front. It's so creepy looking. It's so cool. I love Leigh Bardugo. This one I did get as like a raffle win. It says, welcome to the Ninth House. Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of the Yale's freshman class, a dropout, a sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime. Alex is hoping for a fresh start, but her free ride comes with a catch. She's been tasked with monitoring Yale's secret societies, notorious haunts of the rich and the powerful. Now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex is the only person willing to look deeper, because the societies are far from sinister and extraordinary that anyone ever imagined. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. So this is actually, I think this is a duology. I don't know for sure, but I think that this was a duology. And I'm excited to read it. I don't think I have the tag in here. Oh, yes, I do. This is from Simone. So thank you, Simone. What is she reading now? What is Sam's? I don't know. Anyways, I'm very excited about that. So thank you, Simone. I'm super pumped. The next one I have here is Nettle and Bone by T. King Fisher. That says, this isn't the kind of fairy tale where a princess marries the prince. It's one where she kills him. Mara, a shy and convent-raised third-born daughter, is relieved to not be married off for the sake of her parents' throne. But her older sister wasn't so fortunate, and her royal husband is an abusive as he is powerful. From the safety of the convent. I don't think I'm saying that right. I don't know. Mara wonders who will come to her sister's rescue. After years of watching the families in the kingdoms pretend all is well, Mara realizes if any hero is coming, it'll have to be herself. If Mara can complete the 3 impossible tasks, a witch will grant her the tools she needs. But as a way of stories for Princess and the Impossible, these tasks only begin at the Whoa, these tasks are only the beginning of Mara's strange, enchanting journey to save her sisters and topple the throne. I am not reading out loud well today. This one I also won in a raffle. I have heard a lot of good things about T. Kingfisher, but I have not read any of their books, so I'm very excited to read that. Then I got Grady Hendrix's We Sold Our Souls. This one was also a raffle win, I believe. Yes. And this one's from Brandy. So I'm excited to read this. You guys know Grady Hendrix was like my #1 this year. I am like in love with the Final Girls support group. Like I've talked about that. Like almost every single book video I've done is how much I love that. I did read My Best Friend's Exorcism, and I also enjoyed it, but I gave it like a 4 stars. Like that Final Girls support group was definitely one of my like top 5 or my top stars of the year. You know what I'm trying to say. So this one is like a band gets together, and it's kind of like how they sold their souls for rock and roll, technically is what it is. So I'm excited to read that. Then I got Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Manscalo, and I got this from Mandy. I remember because when I opened up the box, I was like, oh! Yes, thank you, Mandy. I appreciate it. This goes with the... I don't think I have them here right now. But this is like kind of like an offshoot of one of the Kingdom of the Wicked books by Carrie Manscalo. She also wrote like Hunting of Jack the Ripper, or Hunting Jack the Ripper, those books that we read for book club at the beginning of the year. So I'm excited to read this. This goes into like, because those are kind of like young adultish. These are more of like her adult books. So I'm excited to read that. Then I picked up a series for myself. This is from Book Outlet, and it's The Spinster's Guide to Danger and Dukes, an Heiress's Guide to Deception and Desires, and A Lady's Guide to Mischief and Mayhem, and they're by Mandy Collins. So it says, England, 1865, newspaper columnist Lady Catherine Bascom finds herself a subject of speculation when her latest article leads to an arrest in the murders in the plaguing London. The English believe women ought to not write about such vulgar things as crime, and our particularly attractive detective inspector is incensed that she interfered with his investigation. To escape her sudden notoriety, Catherine heads to the country only to witness a murder upon her arrival. So they're kind of like old school mystery, kind of like comedy mysteries, I think, cozy mysteries maybe. But I thought that they were really pretty. They have like nice jackets on them, and I think the series looks cute. So I thought that would be like a fun thing, kind of like a cozy mystery deal. Then another one I got was Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. I also got this from Book Outlet. So this is about like a lady who owns a shop, and she is helping like people like solve murders. Like she kind of butts into people's lives, and then she helps them like solve a murder. And then the last one that I got, which I'm super excited about, is, I mean, I'm excited about all of them, like, let's be real. But this one is The Heart Forager, and it's by Rin, I think it's Chupio. It's the author of The Bone Witch. This is the 3rd one in the Bone Witch series, which I had already gotten and showed you guys. So I have The Bone Witch here, and then there's Shadow Glass, and then there's Heart Forager. So I'm super excited to read these. I don't know what they're about. I'm going to read you the back of The Bone Witch, even though Heart Forager is the one that I got today. But it says, the beast raged and punctured the air with its spite, but the girl was fiercer. T is different from the other witches in her family. Her gift for necromancy makes her a bone witch, who are feared and ostracized in the kingdom for their powerful, elemental magic that can reach far beyond the boundaries of the living and of the human. Great power comes with a great price, forcing T to leave her homeland to train under the guidance of an older, wiser bone witch. There, T puts her energy into becoming an Asha, learning to control her elemental magic and those beasts who submit by no other force. And T must be stronger than even she believes possible, because a war is brewing in the 8 kingdoms, and a war that will threaten to leave the sovereignty of her homeland and threaten the very survival of those she loves. So I can't wait to read these. I think that they're gorgeous. Like, there's like gold filigree around this one. Then there's like silver filigree around this one. And then there's red like filigree around this one. Like the covers themselves are beautiful. And that is why I put these in my Amazon wish list. And then I ended up conveniently getting all 3 of them. So I'm pumped about that. So yeah, those are the books that I got. Have you guys read any of these books? Are you cool with me doing like half of like knowing kind of what they are and half of like reading the back? I know I've seen like a lot of booktubers say like people don't really like you to read the synopsis, but I kind of like reading the synopsis. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Have you read any of these books? So next year I am going to try to buy less books. Like literally right now I would have to retire from my job and only ever read books, like not eat or sleep or anything else, to be able to get through all of the books that I have. But I just want all of the books. This is the thing. I want them all. And I could like want other stuff, like bad stuff. So, I mean, books is okay, you know, but I mean, I do have like the audio app where I like read them. So like, I don't need to like own the physical book. I did watch a video where a lady like reads the audiobook, and then if she really, really, really enjoys it, then she buys the physical book. So maybe I'll start looking towards doing something like that instead. But yeah, so I am going to be taking like a little bit less time or like collecting books and stuff like that. I might also do something where like if I'm going to like buy like 6 books, then I got to unhaul 6 books kind of thing. I don't know. I'm not trying to limit myself to anything right now, because really the last time I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy any more books, I just ended up buying like 400 books instead. So like, you know, balance. Yeah, so I got to come up with like a little bit more balancey kind of thing. I did, however, like I've read like 115 books this year, and it's December 4th when I'm filming this. So that's pretty good, because that's like the most books I've ever read in my entire life in 1 year. So you know what I mean? Like I've read more than 114 books in my entire life, but not all in 1 year is what I was trying to say there. Okay, that's it. Please like this video if you like it. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you've heard of any of these authors or like thought of any of these books, or if you're excited about any of this. I don't know. I am. Like I'm very excited about it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell, because I do post sporadically, as I like to badly sing at the end of the videos now. Thank you guys. Oh, and check out my description box for other content creators as well. Thank you guys so much for spending a couple minutes of your day with me today. I really, really appreciate that. And I really, really appreciate you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Also, happy holidays pretty soon. Bye.